It's Happy Friday. Okay.
Woohoo!
Yeah, right? Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's any day. We're here. Okay. So today is all about how to be joyful and free, no matter what's going on in your life. Okay. It's easy to be joyful. It's easy to feel free when things are going the way we want. But how do we stay on top of the chaos, the swirling mindset, which I get often, and just be calm no matter what's going on and be in control? How hard is that for you? Well, we can get really good at it. I've actually gotten quite good at it over the years, but it's been incremental. And so that's why I'm like super excited to be doing this with Cherie, who's going to help us be even more in control. Hey Cherie, hi. So happy you're here.
Hey, hey, always happy to be here.
So Cherie, how can we be joyful and free? Joyful, it feels good just saying it. Joyful
Mhm.
and free no matter what's going on, because life can come out of nowhere. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be sharing it. So you want to get us started, please?
Well, this is our overview for the last day of the week. Pillar. It's the pillar of excellence. It's our joyful pillar, and we're going to start it off with expectations and tolerance. It's knowing how to understand if we are being realistic with ourselves and how to tolerate our disappointments. And what do we need in order to do that? Well, we need to understand that it just is a matter of knowing that we can operate out of fact. We can accept those things that are coming our way, that they're out of our control, that how we speak is going to determine how we react. And if we elevate ourselves, all those emotions elevate with us. We don't want to do that. Now, do we? No, absolutely not. Because that's what helps keep us calm, folks. Not hard. It's every step is in our control. As long as we say every step is in our control, I think for the most part, aside from when I start cracking up, I'm pretty even keeled all the way around. Not much gets me out of line, not much gets me overly upset ever, or overly stressed, or overwhelmed is actually something that doesn't happen very often at all with me. Maybe overwhelmed with excitement because get me on a roll and oh man, try and calm me down. That's really, really hard. Anne has seen that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I just take things in stride all the way around.
Yeah, and I want to learn how to be more like you, Cherie, when it comes to that. I have gotten pretty good at it. Now, also the other part that I'm excited for us to be sharing, folks, don't forget, next month, well, the next 4 weeks, we're going to be diving in deep in all four of the pillars. But with this one, it's not just us, it's about other people as well. You know, what part did we play in the relationships with others and being realistic of our part actually makes it easy for us to acknowledge the parts they played. And it's a lot easier than you think, and we're going to be talking about that. So, because, there's always somebody else involved in a relationship, right? It's just not us. And we're one half of the relationship. If we change the way, excuse me, we're acting, we change the way we're seeing things, we're 50% of it. That means the situation is going to change, at least from our perspective. When our perspective changes, the situation we're dealing with changes. See, we're going to be talking about all this. And I don't know about you, but this was a huge one for me. Huge one for me. So next we're gonna today the gifts of now. Oh, why is it so hard for us to stay in a moment? We go traveling down the past, and situations that maybe didn't make us feel so good, or maybe we said or did something wrong, and then we go to the future of all the things that could possibly happen. Why is it so hard for us to stay grounded in today, Cherie? What's going on? Yeah.
Because sometimes it's easier just to look at historically where we've been in anticipation of, well, if I knew how to handle that thing before, then I'm just going to rely on that information, believing that that's what is going to be in my best interest. That's what I know how to handle. But the truth of that is that that old thing is never going to happen again because it happened in a different time. It happened in a different setting. It happened with a different person. And so, even though it feels like, well, that's what I know how to navigate, you knew how to navigate that stuff. Those things never exist again. The only thing that ever comes from the past is our attitude. So, we have to look at being present. The gift is now. The who you are today is what we have. None of that old stuff exists anymore. So
That
it's learning to appreciate today.
Yeah, the great point. Now, the other thing that kind of popped into my thoughts is that even if it's the same exact situation, let's say, right?
That
My
doesn't exist
emotion.
though.
No, but no, let's just say that it is, right? And it doesn't happen. But let's say it is. How I feel today is going to be different than how I felt yesterday. So I'm going to respond differently. So it's really, really important. There are just so many aspects of it. You know, the knowledge base, that we have every day. Like I probably learn something. Hopefully, I learned something from the experience yesterday. That means I'm going to be responding differently. No matter what happens, everything is always changing. And so, acknowledging that is huge. Accepting that is even better because sometimes we just like, oh, no, I can control. No, we can't bring yesterday back. So, anyways, I'm super excited about that because I always pick up tips on how to manage myself better every day. And isn't that it? It's always progress, not perfection. I'm never going to be responding to things exactly the way I hope. Sometimes yes, but sometimes not so much. There's always something we can do a little bit better, a little bit differently. So the gift of now. And so then our spiritual self. We keep hearing about how we are a spiritual being having a human experience. But what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? It means so many different things to so many different people. Okay, it really does. So Cherie, from your perspective, what does that mean? I know and when it comes to science and and spirituality, we agree, but we're on different perspectives. So I would love to hear your perspective as far as what does it mean to you? We're spiritual being having a human experience.
It's simply just appreciating the intangible items and allowing yourself as a human being to experience and appreciate those things that you cannot touch, whether it's a feeling, whether it's a defined meaning that you assign to something, but it's not an object. It's not something that has a monetary value. It's not something that you can place on a shelf. And it develops a set of emotions around it. And that's a very unique thing that you own just for you. Place it on whatever you want. And we all have that as humans, whether we want to call it one thing or another, but we all experience it. And that's our human experience with spirituality.
Yeah. Well, I know that for me, my spirituality has been evolving, over the years, growing. So my relationship with my source, is it's different today than it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And so it's ever evolving, ever changing. Yes, it's not something we can put on a shelf or we can touch, we can feel, you know, we can feel it. And so, and it's a spirituality, it's not religion. Okay. To me, religion is, groups of people agreeing on a language, if you will, on how they will communicate with source. Spirituality is me directly communicating with source. It's my own communication. So it's ever evolving. Whereas, and so, anyways, it's just there's lots of stuff we're going to be digging into this, my perspective on this, which, oh gosh, it's been an amazing journey for me. So excited to share this with you in a couple of weeks, right? So let's go right to living free. I just love saying I just the sound of it. I want to live free. I mean, for so much of my early teens and 20s, I was not free. I was not living a happy, joyful, and free life. And so it was something I only imagined. What would it feel like to feel free? And it was just a beautiful dream. And now I know, now I live it. But so let's get to that, Cherie, because the whole ready, set, glow is just like, I, actually, I kind of feel like I did that. Ready? Okay, I'm ready to feel free. And now, okay, now I'm set. I'm really going to do this. And we glowing up. I love that glowing up. So I'd love to hear about your take on this. Ready, set, glow. What does that mean to us?
There's a set of confidence that comes with it. It's self-esteem that is built into it. It is outlining goals and feeling that your readiness is obviously ready, set, glow. Your readiness is in place, understanding the difference between discipline and motivation, preparedness, and obviously the things that have built up to this really being in line with those expectations and how to set out putting yourself forward and that momentum that goes into it because it feels good. So it's all everything coming in, ready to live life and just go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that, now you found your joy. By the time we get here, we have already looked at ourselves, we have looked at our life, we have made decisions, things that are making sense to us, we're relating to others better. That makes us feel good. And that brings us to dopamine stacking. I am loving my dopamine stacking. I'm going to have dopamine stacking cars. I don't know, so we're going to so we have found our joy. How do we live it? That's how we live it. We figure out the things that bring us joy and we just do them and enjoy them and be present. It's one thing to do something, it's another to actually experience it. Like think of the favorite thing that you really really enjoy. Okay, just a meal. Oh, well, just let's I love coffee ice cream, so I could eat it and just like, oh, I'm having ice cream. I could just savor every spoonful. So that's joy. That feels good, and we can find that everywhere. And so I'm really doing a lot of research on this, folks. How do I do this dopamine stacking intentionally, ongoing, nonstop, 24. Well, when I'm sleeping, who knows? Maybe I can take it in my dreams. I don't know, but I'm working on this. Okay, so we're going to be dopamine stackers. Okay, I, I'm really loving, and I have to thank you for this, Sheree, because I didn't know I could be stacking dopamine. Okay, so let's get to now we're joyful and we're living it, we're feeling it. Well, when we're like that, we're so full, we want to share it with others. We want to share it with our loved ones. I want to teach my family, my friends, and take it into the community. And because I've been in recovery for 33 years plus, and I have been sharing it in the community. I understand the joys of the transformation inside, and seeing the changes happen within my family. So, Shuri, how do we prepare ourselves to share our joy in a community. Here's what I'm asking here is that sometimes we're reluctant, to share for a variety of reasons. Sometimes maybe we're scared. Sometimes we think maybe we don't know enough, we don't have enough, or whatever. So uh, how do we get out there and share without feeling self-conscious? How do we get in touch with our good vibe tribe? We want to be dopamine stacking. We want to get our good vibe tribe. So I got to figure out how to say that 3 times fast. That's going to be interesting. Anyways, sharing is caring, Cherie. So share how much you care.
Well, when we're at this stage already, this far in, we're sharing. We're already past any hesitation, we're past any reservation. We've already taken on everything that we needed to take. That, yeah, we made sure we tackled all of those demons, if you will, all of those things that would have normally just stopped us, because we are vibrating high, folks. We are absolutely setting out all of these things that are inviting others, that want to, people are going to want to talk to us. Because you know how you look across a room and you see somebody that's just charismatic, and you're like, I want to go talk to that person. I don't know why, but there's something about them that's just, I don't know. They've got this energy. They have this glow. They have this thing. We just finished our Ready, Set, Glow. You're ready to share. So you're going to attract that good vibe tribe. You are part of that good vibe tribe. And you'll see it in others as well when they're at this level and at this stage. This is that law of attraction, if you will. You'll start to bring out all of this, and you'll gravitate towards one another. It's something that's just natural in our communal space, because we're communal beings. So don't worry, it just happens naturally.
That makes me feel a lot better hearing that. And yes, for me, it does happen naturally now. But years ago, when my self esteem was not at a really good level, let's say, I was self conscious. And when we're self conscious, we're nervous. And that's the energy that goes out there. What people can see. So I'm so glad you said it just naturally happens. So look, by the time we get here next
Mhm.
month, you're going to be feeling better. You're going to, and it's an ongoing process. Every day gets better and better. So
Mhm.
yeah, with no stress, right? Just,
Right. I brought that up in the
yeah.
hopeless module, or hopeless pillar. Said when we go back, and if we get stuck in the hopeless stage, and if we don't find that powerless to powerful, if we don't
Mhm.
balance that piece out, we don't ever make the move. That's where we need to go back and fix that. Otherwise, we don't get here. We don't make it this far. We have to lean on our resources. So make sure you go back and watch that and see where you're at. This is that inventory. We have to take the inventory, because you guys all want to get here. You want to be part of the good vibe tribe. You want to lead that tribe.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And yep, we all want to be leading the good vibe tribe. I love the sound of it, actually. Okay, now that takes us to our global legacy. We have made our mark. If by the time we get here, we have taken giant steps, leaps, if you will, to becoming a person that we like, being comfortable in our own skin, if you will, being able to get out of ourselves and reach out to other people. And so our global legacy, what does that mean to you, as far as how do we give global legacy? Sounds really big. Who am I? My legacy, what does that mean? So explain to us how we can look at that so it feels like, yes, I have a legacy, of course I do, and I do want to leave my mark. There we go. How do we get there, Cherie?
It's sharing the knowledge sharing the stories, passing on whatever it is, information wise, um, teaching wise, that you want to spread forever. Because knowledge is simply the know. What do you want someone to know once you're long, long gone? We all want to share something, whether it's you share your energy, share your smile, share your brand, if you will. Maybe you created a business, you did it for a reason. You want that business to stay around forever. That's your brand. So that's your legacy. That's the mark. Figure out what it is you want to leave behind for others to enjoy. Because we enjoyed life. By this stage, we're enjoying life. That's your legacy. You're going to make that mark. It'll be here for the world to enjoy.
Love it. So, folks, if you haven't already gotten really excited about this, you will be. We actually want to invite you to join us for a masterclass. It's a free masterclass that we're going to be doing next week, and but even if you can't make it, register because there will be the recording, the replay for it. So here's what we're going to be covering during this free masterclass, and what this is what we have covered this for the past couple of months, right? We've been at it, and this past week we did the overview, but here's the recap. We started with hopeful. You know, went from powerless to powerful, harnessing the power, being, do we know? Do we know how to manage? Do we know that we are powerful? Do you know that you are powerful, but maybe acting powerless? Or maybe you're powerless. There's a lot of power in knowing that we're powerless in certain situations, so we're not doing things that are going to take us to the wrong place, things that we cannot change. Knowing the difference in things that we can and cannot change makes a big difference. So then it's like, you are here. Where are you? Knowing where you are, making a change is crucial. You need to know where you are. Then there's your vision. You're here, but where do you want to go? How do you want your life to be? How do you want to be? So that was pillar one, hopeful. Pillar two is happy. And there are three components to being happy. There's fear and faith. You know, how does fear steer you wrong? You know, that's an important thing you need to know. How does it show up and how do you respond to it? And how does faith put you back in the right path? And then truth and unconditional love. How to see and love, have unconditional love for all the different aspects of you. There always there's some parts of us sometimes we just want to disown. I know I did, but I have grown to love and appreciate the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful because they all play a part in my life. And then step into our amazing self. Once we accept, we step into it. And so, Shri, you want to take us and share what we cover in the joyful and free? And toss it over to you.
So we have expectations and tolerance. Are your expectations of yourself and others realistic? How well do you tolerate disappointments? The gifts of now, acknowledging and appreciating all of the beautiful gifts of today, your spiritual self, you're a spiritual being. How are you enjoying your human experience? Free. We love free. Ready, set, glow. You've found your joy. Now let's live it. Sharing is caring. Gather your good vibe tribe. And finally, your global legacy. Congratulations, you have made your mark.
Yeah, and we are going to be giving you some tips on each one of these. And you'll have an assessment tool where you're going to be able to see where you are so you know what to focus on. It's huge. So and you can actually register for it. You go to happyjoyfulandfree.com And you'll be able to register for the free masterclass and join us on Zoom, so we can share together and interact. And we'll be doing breakout rooms. You'll be doing group sharing, so it's going to be pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd love to have you join us. Okay, so with that, Cherie, I think we're ready to wrap it up for today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And we will be seeing you on Monday, where we'll be sharing Pillar One again, diving in deep. Okay. Wrap that